I truly have lost my touch for reviewing books because this is like my 15th start. I shit you the fuck not. I refuse to edit videos and that just makes it harder. But like, also I don't want to edit videos at all. So like, if it means I have to do it 15 times, then I'm gonna fucking do it 15 times. I'm reviewing Beach Read by Emily Henry today, and the reason why this video has been restarted 15 times is because I am so incoherently gushy about this book. Nothing I'm saying makes sense. I got this in the April Book of the Month box, and I paid nothing for it because I skipped March. So like, zero regrets for breaking my New Year's resolution. I literally got it, opened the box, and then started reading it, and finished it at 2 a.m. because I could not stop reading it. It is so perfect. Summary. This is about two authors, January Andrews, who is a romance author, and Augustus Everett, who is the romantic lead and a literary fiction author. Both of them end up living next to each other in houses on the beach in some fucking coastal city in Michigan. And they're spending their time there writing their novels over the summer, but both of them kind of hit writer's block. So they cut a deal with each other where they swap genres. So January picks up a broody literary fiction plot, whereas Augustus attempts to write a romance. And they spend the week writing while they take the weekend to research each other's stories. So they'll go, not research each other's stories, but research each other's like area of expertise. So Augustus takes January on interviews for people who've experienced his so-called dark plots. How else do I put that? Like, people who've been through shit. He takes January to interviews to write realistic characters who've like really been through the grinder in life. And January takes him to like the park and a fun beach date, etc., to like help him get the romance cogs rolling. Both these characters have like been through the grinder themselves, so the amount of angst in this book is unmatched, but it is so perfectly balanced with romance, like immaculate, truly. Like, the amount of like time they spend sad and in their own heads is so well balanced with the amount of time they spend mooning over each other and then like making out and then etc., other romance things. It's ideal. Like, this book is at the level of Josh and Hazel and The Friend Zone. Like, you know, that good of a book is what this is. Like, the angst, the romance, the love, the development from enemies to friends to lovers is just, it's done so damn well. I have nothing else to say. So homegirl January is living in that house. She moves into that house in the summer because it is a key given to her by her father's mistress on the day of her father's funeral, which is when she finds out for the first time that her father had an extramarital affair, and turns out her mom also knew. So homegirl's like really like living in shit because she's like, I love my dad, but he also like did that while my mom was terminally ill. So she's got like some things to work through, and like it's like a back and forth of like, oh my god, I gotta clean out this house, oh my god, I gotta write this book, oh my god, the guy in college who was super hot but also was my biggest enemy in my writing program is living across the hall and I can see him through his fucking window. And it's like, how to explain the level of perfection in crafting that? Like, nothing can match it. There's also a side character who runs the local coffee shop bookshop combo. She's just chillin', running the store. Her wife is a geologist at the local university and talks about rocks all the time. Like, I never thought, like, you know, you can just, like, randomly throw in a fucking geologist who talks about rocks all the time, but apparently you can throw in a fucking geologist who talks about rocks all the time, and it works really well. Plus, this lesbian couple has 3 dogs, so, like, pinnacle lesbianism, like, you know, like, if there's any lesbian couple who is ideally lesbian, it is this lesbian couple. They talk about rocks, they own a bookshop and a coffee shop, and have 3 dogs and live on the coast, like, nothing beats that. But they're like side characters, so you don't really know much about them. But they're chilling, they're living their life, and it's like so nice to see not only the main characters having this like incredible angst romance and like as they slowly get closer, but also these 2 lesbians on the side who are just like fucking kicking it. It's ideal. Also, my favorite thing about this book, there's a guy who owns a donut shop and just doesn't wear pants in his donut shop, which is a health hazard. But, like, talk about quirky characters, you know? Like, what donut shop owner who just doesn't wear pants? Nuts. But, like, I can't complain because it's so perfect. All I'm doing is gushing about this book. I don't think anything I've said so far makes sense, but it is so absolutely perfect. Like, my first reaction finishing this book was like, that was perfect, what the fuck? Like, it was so good. So good. Please read it. Like, that's all I can say to you is like just pick it up immediately, buy it online, order it from your local indie store, and then, you know, get curbside pickup because corona, and maybe get it from the library ebooks. I don't know, like, just get it and read it because it's nothing beats this book. Truly nothing beats this book. It was such a good read for quarantine. Like, if you are the kind of person who likes living vicariously through others' experiences and you're stuck inside and you want to be outside but you know you can't go outside because you're a good citizen, this is it, because they literally are on the beach, spending all their time on the beach, well, in beach houses on the beach. You're gonna have the time of your life. It's so good. Oh, I forgot to mention the triggers. So I'll list them down below, but like I've mentioned already, her mom had breast cancer. There's some research going into like cults and people who've lost loved ones due to cults. So that's also another trigger. There's a couple others that I'll put in the description that are not coming to me right now, but like aside, like keeping those triggers in mind, like that's all I have to say. My mouth hangs open for this book. I'm like deeply debating opening it back up and rereading it immediately. Like, I've only ever done that to Josh and Hazel, and then Red, White, and Royal Blue. Like, those are the only books that I will have so far reread more than twice, because this might be the next one on that list. I have nothing else to say. I hope that was a somewhat coherent review, and even if it wasn't coherent, I hope my enthusiasm gets you excited to read it, because it's really good. Okay, bye.